All right, welcome everyone. Today, we are going to tackle a classic 5-mark exam question that's all about reflex actions. Seriously, this is one of those questions that can be an easy 5 marks, but only if you know the strategy. So let's just dive right in and make sure you walk away with all 5 of those marks in the bag.
So here it is, question 3.3, pulled straight from a real exam paper. Now, I know when you see a question with a big fat 5 marks next to it, it can feel a little intimidating. But trust me on this, it is so much simpler than it looks. You just need to know how to approach it.
So the big question is, how do we absolutely guarantee we get every single one of those 5 marks? Well, the key isn't just knowing the biology. It's about understanding how to build the perfect answer that the examiner wants to see. It's not just about what you know, it's about how you play the exam game.
Okay, first things first. Before we even start writing, we need to break down what the question is really asking us to do. All the clues you need, they're hidden right there in the wording.
See these keywords? They are your roadmap. Describe means they want a step-by-step story in the right sequence. Path tells you you've got to trace the journey of that nerve impulse in the correct order. And that little phrase, from, until, that's your final clue. It means you have to cover the whole shebang, from the moment the person steps on the thorn right up to when they pull their foot away. All right, so now we get what the question wants. Let's start building our perfect answer, step by step. We're just going to follow the biological path of that nerve impulse, because that is exactly what the examiner is looking for. It all kicks off right here. The very first point you need to write down is that a receptor in the skin, on the foot, detects the stimulus. That's the thorn. Simple. Then, for your second point, you've got to say that this stimulus gets converted into a nerve impulse, which is basically an electrical signal. That's 2 marks right there. Next up, that impulse has to travel. And honestly, it's like a relay race. First, the sensory neuron grabs the message and carries it from the foot all the way to the spinal cord. Then it hands off the baton to an inner neuron. Think of this one as the middleman, right inside the spinal cord. And that inner neuron immediately passes the signal on to the final runner, the motor neuron. And here we are at the finish line. The motor neuron takes that impulse and delivers it to the effectors, which in this case are the muscles in the leg. This signal tells them to contract right now, and that contraction is what pulls the foot away from the thorn. And boom, that's the entire reflex arc from start to finish. Okay, now for the pro tip. This is the secret sauce that separates the good students from the great ones. For just a minute, let's stop thinking like a student and start thinking like the person who's actually marking your paper. Now, take a really good look at this slide. This is the official marking guideline. See something kind of weird? Count the points. There are actually 6 possible points you can get a mark for, but the question is only worth 5 marks. Now that is a critical piece of information. And look at this. This is a direct quote from the official marking rules. This is not my opinion. This isn't a suggestion. This is the exact rule the examiners have to follow. And let me tell you, understanding this one little sentence is a total game changer for your exam strategy. So what does this actually mean for you? It means they will mark your first 5 correct points, and then they literally stop reading. They'll draw a little line and write max. So if you nail those first 5 steps in the correct order, you are guaranteed the full 5 marks. You don't need to write a giant paragraph with extra fluff. Be sharp, be accurate, get straight to the point. So let's just pull this all together into a simple strategy, a toolkit that you can use for any of these big descriptive questions, not just this one. It's really as simple as this. 1. Decode the question, find those keywords. 2. Build your answers step by step in the right order. 3. Check that you have enough points for the marks available. Follow this process and it won't just get you marks, it's going to build your confidence for the entire exam. Hey, if you found this explainer helpful, do me a quick favor. Share it with a friend who might need it, hit that like button, and definitely subscribe for more exam strategies. You can find Mr. Chi on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube for more tips and tricks to help you absolutely ace your exams. Thanks for watching.